This is a story of power. Power such as the world has never seen before and will never see again. We look at the kings of today with their armies, their technology, their skyscrapers touching the clouds, and we are impressed. But there was a king whose army was not just men. His soldiers were the jinn, made of smokeless fire. His spies were the birds of the sky. The wind itself bowed to his command, carrying him across months of travel in a single morning.
He possessed the language of the animals. He held the keys to the unseen treasures of the earth. Yet standing at the peak of this unimaginable glory, he did not say, "Look at what I have built." He did not say, "I am the greatest." No. He looked at the sky, tears in his eyes, and said, "My Lord, enable me to be grateful." This is the story of Sulaiman, the son of Dawood. But it is also the story of a queen who worshipped the sun, and a tiny, fragile ant that stopped an army. Why did Allah name an entire chapter of the Qur'an the ant, An-Naml? Why, in the midst of kings and gold and thrones, does Allah draw our attention to the smallest insect on the ground?
In most religious texts, you hear of commands and laws, but Surah An-Naml opens a door to a world we often ignore. The scene begins in motion. The army of Sulaiman AS is marching. Can you imagine the sound? Thousands of horses, the heavy footsteps of jinn that shake the earth, the sky darkened by millions of birds. It is a terrifying wave of power approaching a valley.
O ants, into your homes. Suleiman's army is coming, Pedro. They may crush us without knowing.
Stop for a moment. An ant holding a council? An ant showing concern for her people? She didn't just save herself. She warned the entire colony. She knew the nature of kings, that kings trample the weak without looking down. They perceive it not, she said. She gave Sulaiman an excuse even before the crime was committed. And Sulaiman, the king who could command the wind, he stopped. He heard her. The Qur'an tells us, so he smiled, amused at her speech. In a world where power usually means cruelty, here was absolute power, pausing for the absolute weak. He did not step on them. He ordered his entire army, the jinn, the humans, the beasts, to halt for an ant.
My Lord, inspire me to be grateful for your blessings, and admit me, by your mercy, among your righteous servants.
But the test of power is not just in kindness. It is in discipline. Sulaiman inspected his birds. He knew every soldier, every subject, and he noticed the hoopoe, Hudhud, was missing.
Where is the hoopoe? Is he absent? He will face punishment unless he brings a clear reason.
This was not a tyrant speaking. This was a leader maintaining order. But the bird, the Hudhud, was not away playing. He was on a mission. He returned, trembling but confident, carrying news that would shake the prophetic court.
I have encompassed in knowledge that which you have not encompassed.
Imagine the bravery, a small bird telling the Prophet of Allah, "I know something you don't." And what was this news?
I found a woman ruling them, blessed with great power and a mighty throne. But her people bow to the sun, not Allah. Satan has deceived them.
This was Bilqis, the queen of Sheba. In the lands of Yemen, she ruled a civilization of art, engineering, and wealth.
She was not a weak ruler. She was wise. She was beloved. But she was spiritually lost. She bowed to the creation, not the Creator. Sulaiman A.S. did not declare war immediately. He did not send the jinn to destroy her. He sent a letter. It was short, it was dignified. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful, be not haughty with me, but come to me in submission as Muslims. The letter arrived. Bilqis gathered her chiefs. These were men who lived for war. They saw this letter as a threat.
We are strong, O Queen! Give the command! We will crush this king!
Look at the contrast. The men wanted blood. But Bilqis, she possessed wisdom. She knew that war ruins cities and humiliates the noble. She decided to test this king. Was he just another worldly conqueror hungry for gold, or was he a prophet?
When kings enter a town, they destroy it and humble its people. I will send him a gift and see how he responds.
She sent gold. She sent jewels, things that would make any ordinary king drool. But when the envoys of Sheba arrived, they found Suleiman's floor paved with things more precious than their gifts. Suleiman looked at the gold and felt insulted.
You offer me wealth. What Allah gave me is far greater. You rejoice in your gift. Return to your queen. We will come with soldiers they cannot resist.
He wasn't arrogant. He was showing them reality. You cannot buy a prophet. You cannot bribe the truth. He wanted their salvation, not their taxation. Bilqis realized this was no ordinary king. She decided to come herself to meet him. But Suleiman wanted to show her a sign, something that would break her pride in her own kingdom and sun worship. He asked his court, "Which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" Her throne was massive, heavy, secured in a locked palace hundreds of miles away. A powerful jinn spoke up.
I will bring it to you before you rise from your place. I am strong and trustworthy for it.
Impressive. But then a man who had knowledge of the book spoke.
I will bring it to you before your glance returns to you.
In a millisecond, before the eye could blink, the throne was there. Now pause. If you were Suleiman and you just performed a miracle that bends the laws of physics, what would you say? Look at my power? I am invincible. No, Suleiman looked at the throne and said the words that define a believer.
This is from the favor of my Lord, to test me whether I will be grateful or ungrateful.
Bilqis arrived. She saw her throne, disguised yet familiar. She was shaken, but the final veil had to be lifted. Suleiman invited her into his palace. The floor was made of glass, so pure, so clear, that water flowed beneath it. Bilqis, thinking it was a deep pool, lifted her dress to keep it dry.
It is a palace made smooth of crystal.
In that moment, the metaphor hit her. Just as she mistook the glass for water, she had mistaken the sun for God. She had been looking at the reflection, not the source. She had been worshipping the created, not the creator. The illusion shattered. Her pride melted.
My lord, indeed I have wronged myself.
and I submit with Prophet Sulaiman to Allah, Lord of the worlds.
Now, let's step back. Why does this story matter to you and me in 2025? We are not kings. We do not control the wind. But we build our own little kingdoms, don't we? We build kingdoms of career, kingdoms of reputation, kingdoms of followers on social media. We feel powerful when we have money, when we are safe, when we are praised. But look at Sulaiman, A.S. He had the world at his feet, yet his head was always on the ground in sujud. And look at us. We have so little, yet we walk with so much arrogance. If the internet cuts off, we panic. If we lose a job, we feel our life is over. We rely on the causes, the glass floor, forgetting the Creator who made it.
And think of the ant. How many of us have the concern of that tiny ant? When we see danger, spiritual danger, moral danger, do we warn our brothers and sisters? Or do we say, it's not my problem? That ant cared more for her community than we care for our own families sometimes. Enter your homes, she said. She wanted them safe. And the bird, the Hudhud, a small bird that couldn't bear to see people worshipping something other than Allah. Do we have that jealousy for our Deen? When we see falsehood, does it bother us? Or have we become desensitized? The Hudhud didn't say, I'm just a bird. He said, I know something. He took action. He became the reason an entire nation entered Islam. What will you be the reason for? Surah An-Naml is not just a fairy tale. It is a mirror. It asks us, are you like the queen, deceived by the glitter of this world? Are you like the ant, small but carrying a heart full of care? Or will you try to be like Sulaiman, knowing that every blessing, every breath, every dollar, every moment of safety is a test to see whether I will be grateful or ungrateful? The throne of Sheba is gone, the palace of glass is dust, but the words of Sulaiman remain. May Allah make us of the grateful. May He give us kingdoms in our hearts that bow only to Him. You've been watching Deen Documentaries TV. We spend days researching these stories so they can move from the pages of history into the beating of your heart. If this story of Sulaiman and the ant shifted something inside you, please subscribe to Deen Documentaries TV. Like this video, not for our vanity, but so the algorithm shares this reminder with another soul who needs it. Share this with your family. Be the Hudhud that carries the good news. Remember us in your du'as. Until the next story. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.